So here is your analog line follower robot. We modified with PID. You can see it is more skillful than just a PI robot. It can even take sharp edges into consideration. Very wobbly way. See how it performs in the line. It's that much for a competition. It's running on 12 volts, and for yes, I must tell you that when you change the voltage, you must retune it. So it's better not to change the voltage, and you can also calibrate if you are using 12 volt or more than 12 volt. So if you're using 12 volt or more than 12 volts, you can readjust the speed by using the variable SPD. I have already set it to be override definitions, to accept override definitions for it. So if you don't set it, it will be by default 80. It can extend up to 255. That is an 8-bit parameter. And if you are satisfied with the speed, you may not do anything. And if you just change the voltage level, you might just need to have a minor decrease in speed or increase in speed with low or high voltage you are trying to set. You may not have to tune in that case, but if you are intending high speed, most probably higher than the speed it is running now, you will have to retune the K, P, Ki, and Kd configuration. That is the PID tuning parameters. And yes, one more thing, of course. And yes, just a second. What the fuck is wrong with it? Fuck. Okay. And yes, if you are starting the bot at the first 3 seconds of the bot starting up, let me shut it off now. For the first 3 seconds, it will run the wheels at high speed, because at that time the bootloader will wait for the programming parameters to arrive, and if it is not reading any parameters from the computer serial cable, it will just start the program inside it. Or you can also do is that instead of using the bootloader, which causes 3 seconds of delay in starting, you can use the USB ASP programmer I have provided you, directly program the chip without a bootloader. So, but in that case, you won't be able to program it with the serial cable. You'll again have to burn the bootloader in, with a man. I will provide you a manual how to burn the bootloader inside it. You will get it soon on your FB message. And rest of all, you can see the performance of the bot is overall good. And I haven't changed anything with the sensors. It is still in analog mode. It is just the comparators are internal. Just have changed the comparators to be internal. Lastly, we used external comparators, say LM324, LM358. But for this, we are tuning it internally. So we do not need parameters. Not parameters. We are not needing any tuning parts here. It has been set it to 998, which is an optimal pickup from a black surface white line, enough for the sensors. And more I can say. Rest you will get in the library if you see it properly, or if you are not intending to mug up the library, you can just see the main program, that INO file, analog line sensor robot INO file. It has got all the necessary uh, user activity done in the program. You simply have to, the program works in 3 steps. Firstly, initialize the sensors, that is, make the sensors like to be reading. Second step is to call the sensor to give the value. So what the value sensor will give will be a negative or a positive integer depending on the position of the sensor on the line. That is, from central position is set to 0, and right side is just like a number on a number line is 0, 1, 2, that is 3, 2 on the right side, and -1 and -2, 2 on the left side. This is all the possible values you will get from the sensor: -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. This is the 5 sensor array. So there's 5 points possible. We will do the 8 sensor array in the next bot, but for this it's enough. And what is there? Yes, sir. In the second phase, I said it was you will just have to call the sensor read sensor function to get the sensor value on the line. Then you will have to feed the value into a PID equation, that is a PID loop, which will continuously run and calibrate the speed. Now that speed will be written using the function drive motor. You will have to set the first parameter to be the left motor pin, and second to be the right motor pin. The rest all calculation will be done internally, and some hidden variables are present which are described in the library user manual. You can see it from there, and it has also been mentioned in the program, but it hasn't commented out. Just we are not using it. We want the PID robot to be more faster, so we have just removed it off. So see how it works again. Let me start the bot again once more. And yes, the bot is overshooting the line just because one reason, that is this wire is just twisting around and around, creating a springy force on the robot, which is just pushing it off the line. That will not be a problem when you're using a battery pack. And yes, of course, I'll also do this experiment with a 9-volt battery pack and see how it performs in the evening. It's now 2:35 p.m. So we will do it in the evening. That is around 6 or 7 p.m. Okay, so fine. So now let's see the robot, how it works again. Just like I told you, what will happen when I just switch on the bot, it will keep running the wheels at full speed for 3 seconds as it is in bootloader mode, and when the bootloader mode exits, the program will start running. So let's see. So it is running at full speed. Now it has been set to the program working. So let us put it on the line. Let's see how it goes. It's going pretty well. You know what? I'm myself the cameraman, the developer, and the light control person. So it is really hard for me to handle everything at the same time. So you'll find jerks in the camera movement. It's not really smooth. I'll still try to maintain my hand. There you see. It can even take sharp turns. Sometimes it overshoots. Then it overshoots that. Stop. Okay. Back online. I don't know why it's happening. Maybe some infrared possible in the CFL light. I really don't know about CFL, so I cannot say much things. If you're running this in sunlight, it will not work, man. I'm telling you, because sunlight has infrared as well, along with ultraviolet rays and light spectrum, visible light spectrum. So you might not be able to run this bot in sunlight. So make sure it's a caution for you. See? Smooth is better. I don't think